Hello and welcome to this India Today special, where we are joined by a truly special guest, someone who has quite remarkably been part of this Indian Women in Blue World Cup winning team, one of the stars of the team that has lifted the World Cup for the first time and made every Indian so very proud. We're joined by the one and only Jemimah Rodrigues. Appreciate you joining us, Jemimah. You're in Brisbane, playing for the Brisbane Heat in the Women's Big Bash League there, but great to have you on the show. I just want to begin by asking you, it's been almost 2 weeks since that World Cup win. Has it all sunk in that Jemimah Rodrigues and the Women in Blue are world champions?
Firstly, thank you so for having me on the show. If I can be very honest, it's still sinking in. Yeah, I think it's going to take us a while because after the tournament, we didn't have much time to, just sit down alone and let everything process. But I think coming to Australia has given me that time, and yeah, it's still sinking in. I think it's going to take a while.
Do you get up at the middle of the night with maybe the World Cup winning medal next to you on the bed and say, wow, I'm a world champion? I mean, I'm just trying to understand what these last 2 weeks have been like.
Uh, yeah, these last 2 weeks have been overwhelming. It's been so exciting to see how things have been happening for women's cricket, especially in India. And if I could put it forth, like 2017, I remember I was at the airport where I had come to welcome the girls who did so well during the 2017 World Cup, the Indian team. And I was there because we thought at that moment, Mumbai Cricket Association sent us under 19 girls there to welcome them because they were like, they've done so well for the country. It's our responsibility to go out there and welcome them and show them that we value what you do. But I remember at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, the entire airport was packed, jam-packed, and filled with media, news reporters, journalists, and so many people so proud of the women's team and what they've done. So for me, that is the first turning point in women's cricket in India that I've seen. And I feel this home World Cup, winning the World Cup and winning it at home in 2025, I think that is going to be even more special. And I think this is going to be the second turning point for women's cricket in India, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen.
I want to tell you, I went to the mall yesterday and I went to buy a shoe. And outside the
Right.
Nike shop were large posters of you and Smriti Mandana. I mean, it almost seems as if now your household names. You go on the street now, even in Bandra, you can't go unrecognized, right? You are the whole celebrityhood that's coming in. Are you comfortable with it?
So I can't tell you how things have changed after that World Cup, after the semi-finals, in fact. Um, being a Bandra girl, I love going out for walks, love going to cafes, taking my dog out for walks. But after what has happened last few days when I was at home and leaving for the WBB, and it was so hard for me to walk out on the streets. I remember at the airport, I put a mask on because there's so much that happened over that week. I didn't get time to process everything, and there was we got the honor to meet our PM, our Prime Minister, and the President, and a lot of travel. Came back home, had to pack my bags to leave for the WBPL. And I remember even at the airport, I put a mask so that nobody recognized me, but people were recognizing me even through a mask. The whole airport, there were always people coming in asking for pictures, just saying they're so proud of what you've done and the team has done. And I remember sitting on the flight too. I just sat down. Okay, I sat down. Okay, now things are going to settle in. But everyone on the flight also started recognizing, and it is a rare sight for us because we've not got such an overwhelming response before. Yes, people used to follow, but this time it's different, and I think I will take some time to get used to the hype and everything that's happened.
But it's not such a bad thing, right? To be recognized and people coming to you warmly, taking selfies with you. It's not such a bad thing in life.
Oh no, no, not at all. I think this is what we've always dreamt of, that women's cricket will be recognized. and not just recognized for anything, but recognized for the game we are playing. And when people come up and tell you that, we love the way you're playing the game, we love the way the team has played, it brings us a great satisfaction and a great joy and honor that this is what we've always worked for, and this is what is happening. So it is overwhelming, and we are loving the response we're getting. We are so grateful to all those people who have been supporting us, loving us, coming out at the stadiums, even coming out and just acknowledging what we've done. It means the world to us. So it is great, but at the same time, it's overwhelming because we are not used to that. And yeah, I think it'll take us a while to get used to.
Interesting that you were wearing a mask to hide yourself from all your fans. But I want to rewind to that magical night at Navi Mumbai, the semi-finals first, because many are describing your unbeaten century as one of the greatest innings played in the World Cup, men or women. I've heard people liken it to Harmanpreet Kaur's 2017 knock against Australia, to Kapil Dev in 1983 against Zimbabwe. So it seems that that was a defining moment for Indian women's cricket and for you to chase 339 against Australia, who had not lost a World Cup ODI for 15 matches in a row. Just relive that night for us. Was that, in a way, the most overwhelming moment in your cricket career?
Um, I would say yes, it was the most overwhelming moment. And I'll tell you, it was not just because of my 100. It was because we defeated Australia in the semi-finals, and that too at home. Which in the last few years we've come so close and lost by either 5 runs or lost by 8 runs and 9 runs, and it's always been Australia. So I think, firstly, for it to be Australia and us defeating Australia was a massive, massive thing, because we know the Australians and we know how they play their cricket. We know that they are these dominating figures and who always want to win, always get their A game out. And if we got to do well against them, we got to, dominate even more than what they're doing. So I think the first thing would be, it's because it was Australia. The second thing, it would be, it was a World Cup semi-finals at home. And to the third thing would be, it was a target that was, I don't think, was chased in a knockout game before. I'm not sure about that, but 339 is a big score, and especially when
No,
you
that's right.
count it
It's
in
the
a,
high record.
yeah, especially when you count it in a semi-finals or a finals, it's like you're actually chasing, you add 20, 30 runs more to that because of the pressure. So I think for us to chase that total with an over and few balls to spare massively spoke about the character of this team. And I know everyone's talking about my 127, but I would like to highlight actually Harry and my partnership. I think that just got us back into the game. For me and Harry to have that partnership, and then from there for Dipti to come and play that impact knock, for Richa to come and again just smack some sixes and boundaries, and then for Aman to come and finish it off well, and for us both to do it together. Um, I feel that if we wouldn't have had these small impact innings and Harry's partnership, I don't think we would have won the semi-finals. So I can't take credit that, oh, I scored 100. No, it was a collective
You know,
team effort. And I also feel that our bowlers restricted them with the way they were going. I thought they would touch 400, but we restricted them to 339. Especially in the last 10 overs, we pulled back really well. So I think it was a collective team effort, and we couldn't do it without each other.
sure, it was a remarkable team effort, but what stood out for me, particularly in that semi-final, is just how calm you were. Even when you scored 100, there was no fist pumps, or you were remarkably calm. You were speaking to yourself, probably praying, especially when that catch was dropped by Alisa Healy of yours.
Yeah.
But the calmness, where did the calmness come from? The sheer, almost as if you had shut out all the noise around you. That is quite remarkable to do for anyone in sport. So, where did that come from, that inner belief?
Um, I don't know how to put it forth. It just felt like, I think, something more divine had come upon me at that moment, and that's all I can put it forth in, because even when now I look back and I think that how could I be so calm, how could I be so collective at that moment? It's hard, especially with all the anxiety I was going through, especially with being dropped 2 games before and coming back, playing a World Cup semi-finals at home, the pressure, the expectations, playing against Australia. It just felt like, it was just something divine was, his hand was upon me, Jesus' hand was upon me and gave me the grace to go through. And at the same time, one more thing that happened was it is a semi-final, it is a knockout game. And I knew I had nothing, like, I would give it my all. And if I could do that, sometimes magic happens. So all I knew was I had to be there and finish the game for India. So when I walked in there, it just helps you to shut off the noise and just stick to your goals. And that day, I told in my interview, it wasn't about me. It was not about me making a point or proving a point. It was how I could help India win. And that's when I got that 50 and I got that 100, I knew my job was not done. And me not celebrating was just to tell myself that, Jemmy, the job's not done. India needs to win. And whenever, thoughts came, because,
Fantastic.
thoughts came that I might lose my wicket or I might get out, our hotel was right next to the ground. I looked at that hotel and I asked myself, Jemmy, what would make you more happier tomorrow? You wake up with a 50, you wake up with 80 or 100 and your team loses, or you wake up tomorrow having a smile on your face, we are going to play the World Cup finals. And I said, play the World Cup finals. And I was like, that's my answer. I just want to do it to help India win. It's not about me, it's not about my score, it's about making India win. And things just fell into place.
That's fantastic story, Jemmy. It's not so easy to play high pressure sport, but you mentioned anxiety. Presumably, and you were very, very open about it, speaking about the fact that you would get up in the night crying when you had been dropped out of the team, almost as if you were depressed. I mean, was that spontaneous? Is this something you wanted to tell people that, look, you will go through good times and bad in life, you've just got to take it on the chin? Is that how you've been? Your faith played an important role to take you through those periods of anxiety?
100%. When you're going through anxiety, sometimes it's way over your head. I tried to fight it, I tried to control it, it just got worse. But when you know there's someone greater than you who loves you so much and who can take care of you, he's stronger than your anxiety, I think it just releases a lot of pressure off you. And about me being open about it, I think before the New Zealand game, I had a conversation with Arundhati. I mean, she's been there with me throughout this time, checking on me. Every time I tried, she was there. And, I was speaking to her, and she's like, I was thinking of should I go to church that night or no? Because if I would have gone to church before the New Zealand game, I knew I would start crying because I was not doing okay. Because I was just dropped and I didn't even know if I would play the next game or no. But she told me this one thing, and that really stuck to me. She said, "Who says a church is a place where you can't cry?" And that really made me think about it. And the second thing she said, just like you, there are so many people going through that, but who are not able to talk about it. But imagine you going there and talking about it. I can't guarantee you the results will come or things will massively change, but it might just give someone else hope that yes, okay, Jemmy is also in this with me and I'm not alone going through it. I think that really opened my mind up because nobody likes talking about their weakness.
Right.
Nobody likes talking about their anxieties or the pressures they're going through. But my only reason of going to church that night and the only reason of opening up after the semifinals was that there are so many people like me who are going through the same things. And if I open up, it might just give them hope. Might just help them. Or even if it doesn't do anything, this might make them feel better. Okay, they are not the only ones going through it. There's someone else also going through it. And just to show the faithfulness of God to show up even in your anxiety.
Sure.
And I can't tell you the overwhelming response. I think more than
You know,
the knock, people came up to me and said, "Thank you for opening up." So many people, I can't count how many people have come up to me and said, "Thank you for opening up," because I am going through the same thing. I had even few members of the South African team. The previous day I had come for practice and I was playing with my dog, Jane. They
yeah.
came up to me, they gave me a hug, and they said, "Thank you for opening up." It gave us all so much hope. And I didn't know at that moment what impact it would have.
You
But
know,
just to
yeah,
see that, I was so happy that, I could be vulnerable enough because it's not easy, but it just might help someone else.
oh, absolutely. And you mentioned Jesus, and you mentioned your faith, and you mentioned church. And this is a slightly contentious question because there was a time, not what, over a year or so ago, where your religious faith was being targeted. Even your family was targeted. Was that also a vulnerable moment for you? Because you are a proud Indian, but you are also proud of your faith. And when you're targeted on your faith, especially for social media, would you follow it? Did that deepen your sense of anxiety and depression at times, even particularly when your parents were also dragged into it?
So to be honest, I remember when that happened, and especially, okay, being me, it's fine, but when my parents were also dragged into it for something we didn't do, like everything we did at that moment was according to the rules and regulations, and we have proof of that. But what allegations they put upon me and my family really hit me, really hit my family because we had done nothing wrong. And that happened after the World Cup in Dubai, where we had not done well. I personally had not performed well. I was
Right.
already feeling really, really bad, mentally down because of what happened in the World Cup. And suddenly I'm seeing the news and people are messaging me and saying these things have been said about you, but worse about your family and your church. And that really hit me. I remember my brother called me and I just started crying and said, I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's just like back to back uh, things are just happening first with the World Cup, with my performance, and then dragging my family and putting false allegations against me and my family. But I think we just had a conversation as a family too, and we are like, you know what? This is not our battle to fight. We know our intentions were right. We know we have not done anything wrong, and God is our witness. We have not done anything wrong. So if anything is there, God will fight for us, and God will, we just need to keep quiet. We don't have to prove anything to anyone, neither fight against anyone. We forgive the people who hurt us because that's what Jesus taught us, to forgive those even who have done wrong things. We forgave them and we trusted God to fight our battles for us. And I'm telling you, so how things just fall into place that exactly the same time next year, it was that New Zealand knock, then the semi-final knock, and India winning the World Cup. It was around the same time when last year me and my family went through a lot, but this year God just
Sure.
raised me and my family up, and He gave us double honor for every shame.
That's a lovely way to put it because it describes the ups and downs of life. But let's talk about the brighter things. I have a
Yeah.
photograph of that has also gone viral of you, of Nasir Hussain, a
All
tweet
right.
of a little young Jemimah. I don't know. You were 17 at the time, and
16,
saying, "Watch
16
out
and a
for
half,
her.
I
She's
think.
going to be a
Yeah.
star." Uh, eh, 16 and a half you were, and there is Nasir Hussain, the former England captain, telling the world that you're going to be a star. Did you also, in your mind, think you were always going to be a star? Was this always something you wanted to do, particularly when you saw the likes of Nasir Hussain saying that you're going to be a star? Did that put added pressure, or was Jemimah convinced that little Jemmy is going to become one day a World Cup champion?
To be honest, at that time, I was too young to understand what it meant for it to put pressure on me. I mean, I know Nasser Hussain, the history he's had, and the legend he is, and just for him to come to my school was a great honor for me. I was very nervous and excited at the same time, and I remember him tweeting that about me during that time, and it just made me feel really nice. It didn't put pressure on me, to be honest. It just gave me, sometimes you just need that a little boost, a little confidence that okay, if someone like Nasser Hussain is saying this, then maybe there's something about me. But yeah, I never really thought that few years down the line, something like this would happen at such a large scale. I always knew because my parents always told me and always believed in me when I was nothing. They always said you're meant for greater things. You're born to do great things in life. So that belief was always there growing up, and it's come from my roots and what my parents have taught me and spoken life over me always and believed in me. But yeah, I mean, even in my wildest imaginations, I would have not imagined
But
something like this happening.
because I was told you were very good at hockey in
Mhm.
school, and I see some of the shots that you play, particularly those dab sweeps that you play and your late cuts. You've got great wrists, obviously, because that's the only way you can play some of those shots. You're not a power hitter, but you have this wonderful gift of timing and placement. So, was there ever a
Yeah.
choice, cricket or hockey? And you made the right choice, of course. But did you ever think maybe I should be a hockey player and not a cricketer? Was hockey the
Um,
pehla pyar?
I think cricket. I started playing cricket at the age of 4, and I started playing hockey at the age of 8. But it so happened that I started
Okay.
playing both so well that I played hockey for the state and cricket for the state at the same time. So I genuinely wanted to play both for the country. I love hockey. Even till now, I love hockey, and I think I love cricket and hockey the same. I don't think there's any difference between that. And I remember that my dad making me sit down. I was 11 years old at that time. My dad one day making me sit down and he's like, Jem, I know this was going to be a hard decision, but we got to choose between cricket and hockey because both were clashing. Like, cricket's throughout the year. And hockey, I was not able to balance it. There were also times I used to
Right.
go practice at Azad Maidan at 6:30 in the morning. From there, directly mom would get my breakfast. I would eat, I would change, go to MHA, that is the hockey ground near Wankhede Stadium, and play a match.
Yes.
And then from there, go
Yes, I
back home
remember.
or go to school. Yeah. So but then after a certain point, it was very hard because we were touring for cricket and hockey practices were there, state matches were there. It was hard to balance both. So my dad made me sit down and he was like, you got to choose. And just imagine this 11-year-old sitting down, making the decision of her life. And my dad was so supportive. My mom was so supportive. They're like, we are going to back you with whatever you choose. It's your decision, because at the end you're going to play for India, and we just want to support you and be there for you. And I remember crying, one tear popping down my eye, and like, Dada, I love both. I can't choose. And he's like, I know, baby, it's going to be hard, but we got to make a choice. Let's see what happens in the future. You never know. You can play both for the country, and that is still my dream to play cricket and hockey
You
for the country. I don't know how
you
it's going to
made
happen, but if it will happen. And so yeah, that day we made a
I don't know
choice
when
because
that'll
I played.
happen, but
Thank you. Yeah, that day we made a choice
you
because
made the
I've reached
right
a higher
choice.
level in
You
cricket
made the right.
than hockey. We will go ahead
Sure.
with cricket because cricket I got selected for the zones. That's West Zone. That's 5 states, Milake, one zone is called West Zone. And hockey I just played for the
Sure.
state. So we said we'll go ahead with cricket. But at that time, sir, if you think about it, it was nothing to do with money. Because at that time cricket and hockey didn't have as much funding as it has today. It was purely because of, I reached a high level in cricket and hockey. We'll go ahead and let's see what happens. And yeah, like you said, maybe things just fell in place and it was not that bad a decision.
So what next? You just mentioned money briefly, and that's, it's not a driving force, but the sport will get commercial. You are going to get brand endorsements. What next for Jemimah Rodrigues? Is there once you become a World Cup champion, achieve the summit of the sport, what happens next? Is there another goal out there?
So what happens next is you wake up the next day and you continue the same routines you've done all your life. You hit the gym, you go for practice, you work hard, you try and get better. I think that doesn't change no matter who you are or what you do. And I feel now after this win, the responsibility for us as the Indian women's cricket team has, gotten more. It's gotten more because we have played a brand of cricket. People have been inspired, but it's our time to go out there and raise our standards even more and go to a higher level in cricket, and inspire a lot more people. Because now, yes, we can enjoy this success, but once we come back, we know we mean business. The expectation is going to be even more, and we have set that standards, and it's a good expectation to have so that we keep working hard and pushing our limits and keep getting better. So I don't think anything else changes in my routine after becoming
Sure.
a world champion. I still get up and still do the same basic things again, still hit the gym, still try and work on my recovery and my nutrition, still work hard and see how I can improve my game in batting, bowling, and fielding.
I just have a couple of more questions for you. You want to be a role model for the next generation, and you are already. Who is Jemimah's role model? Who is someone you've looked up to? Someone whom, as a young girl growing up, you said, I want to be like her or him?
Growing up, I didn't get to see a lot of women's cricket because it was not televised. In fact, I didn't even know when I started playing that a women's team existed.
Right.
But I think my role model would definitely be my mom and my dad, just purely for the sacrifices, the hard work they've put in. They've worked tirelessly after me and my brothers. They've done whatever in their capacity. We didn't come from a very well-to-do family. We came from a middle-class family. But for us, for them to take that move of shifting from Bhandup to Bandra, you know how expensive properties in Bandra are. They did it just because me and my brothers don't have to travel
Sure.
every day for 1.5, 2 hours in the morning. And we were staying in a house which was 185 square feet, and five of us. In Bhandup, we had a big house. We had a 1+1, but for them to take that step of faith to do it, I think they are my true inspirations. Not knowing what's going to happen in the future, but just taking that step of faith for their kids, working hard,
Lovely.
sacrificing, taking loans to pay our
Is
fees to buy a bowling machine. My dad took a loan to buy a bowling machine so that I can learn to play swing. All these things, I think they are my biggest inspiration. And
wow.
my brother had called me post the semi-finals, and he's like, Jem, this is all Enoch, Ellie, and I. Ellie had called me, so this is all we've ever dreamt of, is to make Mama and Dada proud and happy, and to just see them cry those tears of joy with pride. He said, we've made it in life. We made our parents proud, and that's all we ever wanted.
I want to end by saying that I don't know if you have a male cricketer that you want to emulate, but I think you guys have gone a step ahead of the men, and thank God for that. In many ways, there's a joy that you communicate, and the joy is off the field. I see you dancing. I see you playing the guitar. I mean, is that what is your stress buster? Playing the guitar, is it a stress buster for you? It's just the way you've been.
100%. I love music. I love playing the guitar. Things on tour can get a bit intense and serious, but just having the guitar around you just balances everything. Having good music, you know how music can, just change the tone of everything, and set your tone also. So yeah, I love carrying my guitar. It's a nice thing to do even as a team. It helps us bond together. Just as a team to sit and sing songs together that we love. It just builds that bond we have with each other. So yeah.
So as I end, the Indian cricket legend Sunil Gavaskar has said that he wants to celebrate your World Cup victory by singing a song with you. He wants to do a duet with Jemimah. He's very excited about it. And I want to know if you had to sing a song, and we'll get you to do that. One day when you're back in India, he wants to do it face to face, he told us. What is that song? What is the song that Jemimah's favorite that you would like to sing with Sunil Gavaskar so we can prepare him for it?
Firstly, I just want to take this moment and thank Sunil Gavaskar, sir. Um, for him to say that, I don't know if he realizes it, but for a small girl coming from Mumbai, seeing him and the legendary stuff he's done in cricket, and being the cricketer he is, and the respect he's earned, for him to say that about me, that he would love to sing a song for me, it makes my heart so happy. And just speaks of the kind of a man he is. He follows women's cricket. He loves cricket. He's always there to help us out, and take give us good advice, and at the same time have fun with us. And yeah, I think he's a living example of what it's like to be a good human slash legend. So thank you, sir. And I remember we had done a duet at the Naman of BCCI Awards. And I remember that moment. Sir came up to me and he
Right.
said that, you play the guitar, why don't you go and sing for us? And I told sir, oh, I will sing only on one condition: if you come and sing with me. And I didn't expect him to say yes. I could just said it for time pass. But he actually said, yes, I will come. And I was like, what? Are you kidding me? And we both went on stage. We had a band too and sang Kya Hua Tera Wada. But this time I'm excited. I have, got in touch with uh, Rohan Gavaskar, and we are trying to sort out a time, because I am here in Australia. I have to immediately leave. Didn't get time, but maybe once I'm back, for sure we will have a song. I've not thought of it, but I would love to do something. Uh, One of the old songs, because I love old Bollywood music, and a fusion with a new song mixed together. And I think that would be great, because it's also both our generations combined, but just shows that even
Your
though it's
your
two different generations, um, we are still like together and united. So yeah.
your favorite Bollywood song? Do you have an old favorite? And I'll sing it with you. You can sing it with
Um,
Gavaskar later. I'm going to sing it with you. You choose.
I love Ye Dosti. So maybe that could be one of the songs
Okay, let's start.
um, right now.
So let's start. Yeah, you start and I'll join you. Yeah.
Okay. But I
Ye
thought we were saving this for
dosti. Come on.
Sunil sir, Gavaskar sir.
Yeah, we'll do it with him also. This is only a trailer.
Okay. ये दोस्ती हम नहीं
दोस्ती
तोड़ेंगे
हम
तोड़ेंगे
नहीं
तब
छोड़ेंगे
मगर तेरा साथ
ये
ना
दम मगर
छोड़ेंगे.
तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे. Wow, lovely. You know, Jemmy, we'll get you to sing that with Mr. Gavaskar and Kya Hua Tera Wada and many more. But for now, for having brought so many smiles to so many faces and done so wonderfully well and told your story with such vulnerability, empathy, and great joy, I really want to thank you on behalf of all those who love this wonderful game of cricket and sport in India for having done what you and the entire Women in Blue have done. Go well in life, and thank you very much for inspiring so many.
Thank you so much. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank each and every person who has supported women's cricket throughout the years. It's not just during this tournament, but throughout the years. There have been so many, I can't even name them. And all those people came out in large numbers at the stadium and watching online. I know every single person in India was praying, was following, and helping us. That maybe this win wouldn't have been possible without your prayers, love, and support. So, on behalf of the entire Indian women's cricket team, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. We promise you to work harder and keep making the country proud, but we need your love and support to keep us going. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jemima. Go well in the big bash and keep shining for the country.